outside of Albuquerque today in a cornfield, and this cornfield sequence is basically, we've just gone through Somerton. Cortez has made his way through, made a narrow escape through Somerton, and it brings us to this cornfield. So at this point, he's just gotten rid of Agent Richards, and he feels like he's good to go. And Owens comes in from town, and we start to do a big sequence of chasing and crashing that takes place over the next few days through this cornfield.
It's essentially a car movie, even though we spend more time out of the cars than in the cars. So we had to find, the hero show car, one that was believable and one that was cool looking. And Lorenzo de Bonaventura has a great relationship with General Motors.
GM is a great partner in making movies, and they understand the need for us for what we want to do and how we want to do it. So a car company, when they're supporting, they've got to give you 5, 6 cars of each kind because we're going to trash them, actually,
We have different vehicles designated for different rigs. We have basically what is a law enforcement pit maneuver that takes place. There's a special rig built for that. Different cars have reinforcements on them according to the damage they're going to sustain over the course of the chase.
So the car company really has to believe that you understand their car the way they understand their car. So they have to believe in the movie, and they have to believe in the filmmakers, and it's a much more sophisticated relationship than people understand.
He started discussions with them about possibly using the ZR1 vet. And right about the same time, some articles had surfaced that the vet was in a straight line the fastest production car made. General Motors ended up giving us the Camaros, giving us the Vets. We had a couple that were pristine, that would be the hero show cars, which we did not destroy, but the others are basically trashed, mostly from the cornfield sequence.
It's always fun. You can't wreck too many cars.
Step back from the car, please. Thank you. Here we go. Ready and action.
Well, the cornfield had a number of challenges, and one of them is that the cornfield in the script is absolutely adjacent to the town. All of the shots in the town, we had a huge green screen at the bottom of Main Street, and we will put in the cornfield at the bottom.
Action.
Now, Cortez has to come through the main street in order to get to the canyon.
We had originally thought we'd shoot the cornfield first, but when you start to look at it, one, you need to find a cornfield. And you need to find a farmer that's willing to sell you his cornfield and hold it as long as we need to hold it for, and sort of help us with whatever equipment we're gonna need, which is cutting roads into the cornfield and other things.
This cornfield was kept for months in order for us to do this chasing, and so every piece of corn and everything that was there was very valuable.
We bought 24 acres of corn, and that was the fields. That's what we were able to buy, that's what he would give us. A lot of the cornfields that were here were off limits already because the corn was already spoken for. So we did find a farmer who actually goes to market with it, but you gotta really use it smartly, because every time the car goes through it, you have a section that's no good anymore, because you're going through, in the movie, they'll be going through fresh corn. So we did an aerial view of the whole 24 acres, and then we plotted out where we would do each of the different gags, so that we wouldn't suddenly find that we run out of corn. That would be the worst.
Now, as I recall, we're going to put that closer to the Camaro. Is that not right?
We are. I'm going to take off the mirror and the slide over there.
Okay.
The cars are chasing through cornfields, which is a tough one for us because obviously when you're going through the cornfields, you can only do it once, and then the corn has tracks in it. So it's kind of a high pressure one where you need to get it right quickly.
Cornfield itself is a complicated place, and it's very hard to get a lot of help from visual effects, so you kind of have to do it live. You kind of have to run the cars through the cornfield and do the chase, and see them through rows of corn, and there's a number of things that you need to do to make the sequence work, make it believable.
The geography is a little tough. The weather lately, we're a little late in the season. It's January.
Corn is an amazing crop because it is still standing months after it turned kind of hay color it turns. And so we admitted that it's okay that the cornfield is this color. And then right before we went to it, it snowed, which is a big problem because then it is really, really muddy. And if it's really muddy, the wheels will just spin and you won't be able to mount any kind of a chase in it.
The ground is soft and that weight is an issue. And so we have the sinking of the of the Corvette, which has been something we've had to overcome a bit. This one we're going to run all the way. We're going to get a good lineup. We're going to get a good speed run, and we're going to let you shoot. And we're going to run all the way to the end.
Action.
The way that it's scripted and the vision of the director had a lot of almost gymnastic kind of behavior of the cars, of one car going up on the front of another one.
Basically, there are receivers in the Corvette that allows us to plug in the piece that holds the Camaro on top of it. So with a Gradall giant forklift, we end up picking up the shell of the Camaro. It's been stripped so that it's as lightweight as possible. Primarily just the exterior with a small generator in it just to run the wheel so it looks like it's still in working order. And with the Gradall, we take it and place it up on the special effects rig that they've built to plug into the Corvette. And so the Corvette's responsible for basically free driving with the shell of the Camaro and Arnold on the hood.
So trying to mount those things inside the cornfield, although it ended up working very well, was very scary to think about. One, because of the mud, and two, is the corn going to keep standing after it keeps raining and snowing and all of those things?
If it's been, now it's going to be boom. Yeah, we're going to hold you guys tight the whole time. Okay? Our primary concern is that we get from start to finish safely. The concern that comes up right after that is that we give the director exactly what he wants, not just from the design of the stunts themselves, but from the camera angles that he wants. Yesterday we had a great shot of Cortez coming around a corner and throwing Richards out of the car, and the way that we were able to pull that off, we towed the Corvette with Cortez driving and had a platform on the side of the vehicle with a stunt girl staged on that platform. So as we come around the corner, the actor is able to reach over, open the door, shove the actress out onto the platform. She's safetied so that she can't get any further than the platform itself. And with that timing, the stunt girl takes her cue and goes rolling out all in one shot as we arm up and give the illusion that the actress is actually the one doing the entire bit. So trying to create the shots that the director either shown us in previs or storyboard or described to us, that's the big deal for us. After that, we get into now the concern of tying the actors in as much as we can, so we're not relying on stunt doubles any more than we need to in order to sell the story.
When it comes to car chases, you let the driving be done by a stunt guy. You let someone, a professional driver, do that. The rest of it you do.
We're going to hold the whole thing tighter. You guys are going to stay tight the whole time. All right, you'll both separate a bit, come back in, separate a bit. You'll do everything you've been doing.
It is an experience as a driver, because you drive through this cornfield and you have this high corn, it's like 10 feet tall, and you have no idea where you are. And the other car is also racing through it, and he may be right next to you. 2 feet away, but you can't see it because of the corn.
Before that, you're just going straight. You're going straight.
I'm not the one who hit you.
No, you're going straight. The idea, as far as I understand, is he comes out of nowhere, and then without you seeing him, he just hits you. So you go like this, and then it's back in, and maybe you look over, then he hits you again.
All the rigs we have done in this movie just to shoot the car scenes are amazing. I mean, I've never been in a car with someone up there driving the car. That was the first time I was like a little boy then. Oh my God, are you kidding me? He's gonna drive?
We're gonna bring the speed down a little bit, and Nate's gonna try to be a little more distinct with his motion.
Slide back a little bit?
As best he can.
Sliding back?
You know what I mean? So he's gonna go, let you settle, boom, come in, let you settle, boom, and then we're gonna ride. All right?
We brought in those kind of automated driving systems that sit on top of the car, what we call the pod cars. Sits on top of the car, and then a driver drives it from the top so he can see over the corn where he's going, and the actor can look like he's driving but doesn't need to actually do any driving.
Ready, and action.
So it basically allows us to put the two actors in a very controlled environment, do contact with the vehicle, so there's crashing being done between the two of them, and the actors are right in the middle of the sequence, but the vehicles are both being driven by the stuntmen that are up on top in control of the vehicles completely, so it's a good, safe way to put our actors right in the middle of the action.
And as long as you don't see the car from the outside, it looks fantastic. And if you do need to see the car from the outside, then you put in a stunt driver, or the actor drives the car.
And action.
Oh, fuck. It's really confusing.
Getting, come on back, Robert.
It was just a lot of fun doing those things and a lot of fun doing all the action, all the stunts and all of this.
Shift, go.
You know, every day we were there, I was amazed that we were able to get through the day because, you know, the cornfield had dried out from the snow and the rain, but there's still moisture and the tires will still spin.
Wow, son of a bitch!
So it was a constant challenge, but, you know, again, it worked.
Get it, cut! Wow! That was good, right?